So, what if I told you that the single most important part of starting a business is actually planning how you're going to leave it? I know, it sounds kind of backwards, right? But today, we're going to flip the whole script on what an exit strategy really is. This isn't about endings. It's about building a better, stronger business from day one.
You know those Gordon Ramsay shows, right? Where he storms into some failing restaurant? This line, you hear it almost every single time. And what he finds are these incredibly passionate, hardworking owners who are just completely stuck in the past. It's the perfect way to understand the problem we're talking about today.
Yeah, let's call it the Ramsey problem. It's that pattern you see over and over again. Businesses that were once a huge success, but now they're just treading water, struggling to keep up. And you know, the problem is almost never just about the food on the plate. It goes way, way deeper.
So you've really got a tale of two businesses here. On one side, you have the business that's stuck. It's run by someone who poured their heart and soul into it, but they're coasting on old wins, ignoring what's changing, and getting complacent. Then, on the other side, you've got the business that's built for whatever comes next. It's always innovating, always adapting. And here's the crazy part. Almost every business starts out on the right, but without a clear destination, they slowly drift over to the left and become a museum of their own past success.
So, what is the real reason this happens time and time again? I mean, it's not because they're not trying, and it's definitely not a lack of passion. No, it's something way more fundamental. And honestly, it's something most entrepreneurs just completely miss.
It all comes down to a single, massively overlooked decision. And this is really the heart of what we're talking about today. The failure isn't a failure to work hard, it's a failure to plan for the end. But what in the world does that actually mean for the business right now?
It's this, simple as that. Entrepreneurs get so laser-focused on growth, on sales, on the day-to-day grind that they completely forget to plan their own exit. They never define the finish line. And you know what happens when you're running a race with no finish line? You just end up running in circles.
Okay, so let's completely redefine this term. An exit strategy is not a white flag. It's not about giving up. Think of it as a secret weapon. It's a roadmap for growth and innovation that you create by figuring out where you want to end up and then working backward from there. It's a tool for building a much, much better business today.
All right, so let's get into the nuts and bolts. How does thinking about the end actually create a super clear roadmap for what you need to be doing right now today?
Well, the process is actually pretty straightforward. First, you just pick a date. Seriously, maybe it's when you turn 60 or when you hit a certain financial goal. It doesn't matter, just pick one. Second, you get crystal clear on what the business looks like on that date. What's the big vision? And third, and this is the magic part, you use that endpoint to work backward and figure out exactly what you need to do now. That future date suddenly creates a sense of urgency and clarity for all of your decisions today. And this quote just nails it, right? It perfectly explains the danger of not having that finish line. When the future is just this endless, undefined thing, it's so easy to get comfortable. You stick with what you know instead of pushing yourself to innovate. And that's the moment the business starts to die, slowly.
So what's the big payoff here? What do you actually get from this kind of thinking? Well, this one shift in your mindset unlocks some truly incredible benefits for the business. Not 10 years from now, but starting immediately. Let's just run through these because they're huge. When you have a deadline, it forces you to focus on what really, truly matters. All the noise just fades away. It also creates this healthy pressure to constantly innovate because, well, you don't have time to get lazy. And that process naturally builds a more adaptable, more competitive company that's ready for anything the market throws at it. But the biggest thing? It helps you create a truly sustainable business, a legacy that is built to thrive long after you've moved on to whatever's next.
Look, if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. Planning your exit is not selfish. It's actually the complete opposite. It's about shifting your entire mindset from just running a company to building an asset, an organization so strong, so well designed that it doesn't even need you anymore.
So, let's bring all this home now. Let's make it about you. This whole idea boils down to one final, really powerful question you can ask yourself, whether you're a business owner or not. And here it is. I'll just leave you with this thought. It doesn't matter if you're a CEO, a manager, or just starting out in your career. Have you thought about your exit plan? Remember, defining your endpoint isn't about quitting. It's about giving yourself a destination so you can build the smartest, most direct path to get there, starting right now.